I opened my eyes, but the world was no longer the world I knew. The sky was torn apart, the earth trembled beneath my feet, and I realized the final hour had begun. It wasn't a dream. The air itself felt heavy, charged with an energy that was both ancient and terrifyingly new. The familiar hum of city life had been replaced by a deep resonant silence, a silence that spoke of an ending and a beginning. The sun, our constant companion, dimmed until it became a deep, blood-red disk hanging ominously in the fractured sky. It offered no warmth, only a chilling, crimson light that painted the world in shades of despair. The stars, once distant and serene, scattered like sparks from a dying fire, their familiar patterns gone forever. And then, a thick, suffocating smoke began to cover the earth, a gray shroud that swallowed landscapes and cities whole, leaving humanity to stumble in terror and confusion. People ran, but there was nowhere to run. They cried out, but their voices were lost in the encroaching gloom. The certainty we had built our lives upon was crumbling into dust before our very eyes. And then, the trumpet, a sound so profound, so earth-shattering, it was unlike anything the human mind could bear. It wasn't just heard with the ears, it was felt in the bones, in the very soul. It was a sound of absolute authority, a command that could not be disobeyed. With that single, deafening blast, mountains, the very symbols of permanence and strength, shattered into rubble. The vast oceans, deep and mysterious, boiled and churned with unimaginable force, and in an instant, everything alive, from the smallest insect to the mightiest creature, fell into a profound and final silence. The world held its breath, suspended in a moment of pure, unadulterated awe and dread. The chapter of life as we knew it had been violently closed. I awoke once again, but this time the setting was completely different. I was standing on an endless, barren plain, under a sky I did not recognize. The ground beneath my feet was dust, and as far as the eye could see, there was nothing but a sea of people. People were rising from what looked like graves, their forms re-emerging from the earth. They looked just as I felt, confused, terrified, their faces a mask of disbelief. They were looking around, searching for answers, calling out for loved ones, but finding only the stark, undeniable truth they had long ignored or perhaps never even considered. All the distractions of life, the ambitions, the rivalries, the fleeting pleasures, they were all gone. All that remained was this moment, this gathering, this ultimate reality. Then, a light descended from above. Not the harsh red light from before, but a pure, brilliant white light that was both majestic and intimidating. It bathed the entire plain, and as it did, every soul stood in complete silence. The chaotic murmurs of the crowd ceased instantly. In that moment we were all equal, stripped of our earthly statuses and possessions. Books were opened, not made of paper and ink, but of light and memory. Every deed, every thought, every intention from our lives was laid bare, exposed for all to see. Nothing was hidden. The scale of justice was set, not a scale of metal, but a divine balance, poised to weigh the life of every single person, without exception, without bias. There were no lawyers, no arguments, just the pure, unvarnished truth of our existence. And as the final judgment approached, a profound separation began. Paths diverged. Some began to walk toward a place of eternal peace, their faces filled with a serenity that transcended all understanding. Others were guided toward a fate they had once mocked or denied, a destination of their own making. Watching this great sorting, I finally understood. Nothing in life, not the wealth, not the fame, not the power mattered more than what we prepared for this very moment. It was never about the destination we reached in the world, but the one we were destined for after it. The final hour wasn't an end, it was the ultimate beginning. And in that realization, everything became clear. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more reflections on life's deepest questions.